All the health bars gets absolutely obliterated, and for EVOS, they're the ones that ban out the Hayabusa this time around because they already have the Ranger picked up for themselves.
Hayabusa banned out. Just trying to thin down the options for Ray to pick up the Assassins, as well as the Ling taken out of the fray. And now DEWA United, what would they want to ban here? Maybe a mid laner for Clocken? I mean, the Zask is taken out already, so maybe a Vexana, but again, if you let it go, you still have the Valentina to kind of counter the Vexana with the IMU. So yeah, a lot of thought process going in DEWA United's head, but they will take out the Minotaur.
Okay, well, seems like for DEWA, they want to be the one moving forward right here. They're banning away a lot of the crowd control. I wonder if EVOS are going to go for something with a lot of more slows, right? The combo, let's say the export, get him ahead, get him an Ice Queen's one or something like that, and then they go for another slow hero. I feel like they can make the Hylos just that much more ineffective when he's just trying to move forward and getting bogged down.
Arashi, how good is the Valier up against the Hylos?
Really good, I think.
Right?
I think I played that matchup myself like 2 or 3 times, and every single time, I never felt the Hylos was a problem. Because of how spammable your spells are, right? The resets on the fireballs when you do hit them on a hero, and a hero that wants to just walk up to you, plus the pushback.
Okay. You also have that kind of like gap, not necessarily gap closer. How would I describe it? Gap further?
Yeah, you have pushback, right? You have a pushback.
Yeah, basically.
You have a way to disengage.
Yeah, you have a peel, a self peel that you can create. You can pick up for yourself if the Hylos comes charging.
Well.
Yeah, free purify with ultimate. So a very interesting pickup if they do go for the Valor. But the Julian now for Ray, he has been very likable of this hero. Interesting to see how DEWA United wrap up their draft. As we see, Panzer, I think once more will use that Guinevere.
I think for DEWA now, they get a beefy hero with some damage. That would be so good right here, but I don't know what kind of qualifies for that.
You're thinking about Grok?
Grok,
Paquito, yeah.
Paquito,
Hylos roam. Okay. So a bit of a change in the roles. They'll actually go for the Paquito, and this is solid for DEWA. Like, this is a comfort pick for Chorizo, and it is up against the Export. Export, very easy to beat with the Paquito. Your Faraga armor is not really armor anymore.
It's paper.
Paquito,
Faraga paper.
It's a
Faraga cardboard.
It's a Faraga
paper. What do you call it?
Why am I blanking out here?
What is it? What is it?
What is it?
What do boxers punch?
Oh, Faraga sandbag.
Sandbag, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a damage taken line. How did I forget sandbag? They go for the Varia here, though. So not the Valier. They're actually going to try to outrange.
Outscout, by the way, because again, there's a combo as well with the Novaria and the Guinevere. And we've seen that Panzer has been making great engages for his team. So now they win out in the scout, they win out in the slow as well, because the Hylos will have to walk through the Astral Meteor. So overall, it's not a bad idea. But with the Paquito, I think it depends on the Paquito right here. If he can get out of control, if he can kind of be ahead enough to really one-shot the Harriet or the Novaria, this could be a troublesome game for EVOS, man.
Oh, look at the lineup raining.
Lines up for DEWA right here, but in game 2, it lined up for it lined up for
EVOS, both game 1 and game 2.
So whoever won in the lineup,
Game 2 broke that pattern.
Yeah, game 2 broke the pattern.
Here we go, down to the wire. Game number 3 against the Gods and the White Tigers, who will reign supreme. Back to the land of Dawn we go for game number 3. It's DEWA United against EVOS Glory.
It's time to see Chorizo getting burnt down already there. And it's a good maneuvers from Fluffy, really trying to stop an invade from happening early on, trying to provide Annabelle with enough space to actually clear his own jungle.
Talking about maneuvers, how does the Hylos operate as a roamer? Will it be much different compared to the XP?
It's kind of the same deal, but now you're in the row position, so you have... I think the big issue is that you have less gold. With less gold, you have less items. With less items, you're less tanky. But the same idea still persists. You slow people down, you do a lot of damage with the second skill, and you have the glorious pathway to start things off. And once you get a Thunderbelt, just the way that the Hylos operates means that you can get a lot of stacks for yourself. You can see for the emblems right here, Moeza also went with the Tenacity, Emblems by Games Max. Doma, though, going with the Inspire here. He wants to have the outplay potential. And for Panzer, it's all about the movement speed.
Early Purify blown by Hijume. Again, take a look at how the spatial migration gives you that extra I don't know, kill potential, kill threat that can just create a blow of spells out by the players of DEWA United, and Hijume not without that protection this time around. He's subject to ganks now.
Yeah, and this is classic Chorizo comfort on the Paquito. Usually we see, I think, more flickers, way more flickers compared to sprint for Paquito, but Chorizo really likes just having a little bit more maneuverability when it comes to these team fights to find angles to flank his opponents.
Or to get away from a split push kind of scenario, making the Paquito a bit more flexible, not only locked into aggressive maneuvers like fights and skirmishes or flanks. And you have to remember, he has an extra buff in this game, man, because he's running the Power Wave!
Oh man, the spammable almost emote, because every ability you go for, you hear that Power Wave!
Power Wave. And Omawa is on duty today too, so I'm just saying. It's a day for the Power Wave, but look at this, Panzer.
Loading very low, Chorizo actually looking for the flank right now as he goes for the spatial migration, but gets cancelled out, now knockout strike! Boom and the bang, that's a 1-2 to the face.
Oof. Panzer knocked out of nowhere. There you go, man, with the scouting. More in line. Oh, Doma!
Getting brought back, Spear of Destruction to chase him down, and Hijume will claim that kill, flashing that emote again.
That Harith just shut down. You usually want the Harith to bully your opponent. This time around, he will get bullied. And Mueza just all around the map, maneuvering with the high loss.
Look at the mid lane, though. DEWA lost a lot of minions there in the mid lane in favor of the rotation, so they can clean it up a bit more. Minions dying without a hero nearby is a bit of a waste in gold and EXP, and they do have a lead right here, but EVOS can catch up purely by good farming. We've seen a lot of teams able to pull it off. Now he has the Astral Echo though, so there's not really a lot of combos. Maybe with the enhanced chain, that could be something they can look for later on.
Yeah, I mean, Anavel is also quite good in that farming department. He was able to just creep from the shadows, get a gold lead, get the damage items going on, especially as the Roger could be the late game carry for EVOS. But now it's all coming up roses for DEWA United. They're all around the map again. So much in threat with the high loss, with Julian as well, just hiding in the shadows now, wanting to shadow Chorizo down bottom. But Anavel kind of stops on his tracks. Ooh. And yeah, a stolen Astral Echo as well. So DEWA also has that scout potential, Arashi.
If they really want to, right? And that depends on how they want to play this out. A glorious pathway into an Astral Echo sounds absolutely horrible to deal with.
Disgusting.
But look at Clocken, right? He has this clear advantage because Novaria, 2 skills, instant clear, very easy. This is allowing Panzer to just be a lot more scouty around the map here. He's just waiting in the bushes and he's spending a lot of time. It's great for the engage potential, but it's also leading him to kind of lose out in EXP in theory. But, I mean, Mueza right now is still on the same level, so they're both just trying to be active, trying to scout out more than anything, right?
Turtle under siege. DEWA this time. EVOS trying to expend at least 4 players coming down bottom. And Chorizo just running around. Fluffy trying to zone him. Panzer could make a play, but they're still yet to pull the trigger. So yeah, it all comes down to the wire, how they will approach this turtle now.
Yeah, good control by Chorizo there, still able to actually maneuver out. He knows definitely some people are waiting there in that bush, and it's going to be too scary for him to actually walk up to even get that cannon minion. So DEWA, they're doing a good job at stopping EVOS from taking this, while also giving Valentina time to shove. Now Mueza walks up forward, Chorizo jumps in with a knockout strike, taking away a little bit of that Firaga armor. Last insanity used up. Mueza with the revitalizing him with the glorious pathway too, and the Astral Echo grants them enough space for Chorizo to knock them out. Still on the chase, Anavel in the human form running away, now the Lycan form, but Chorizo, he's a boxer. I don't know why that, connects with him chasing, but I don't know how he was able to chase a wolf away just with his fists.
He's boxing with them, but Mueza took so long to just fall. Was that a glowing one coming in from Clocken that took him down?
Oh, not quite sure at this point, but Chorizo 1v2.
Not sure.
Dangerous play here.
Oh, goes over the knockout strike, the 2-man, and he gets out! As nice would say, bobbing and weaving.
Bobbing and weaving, getting away from all the danger. Chorizo, man, even with the sprint right there, allows him to chase so much more. He's going with the Hunter Strike for his item, though. That's where the damage is coming from. Doma, though, has the Starlium. He's going head to seize. Oh, man. What a Chad. Absolute Chad. He has Clocken in his sights, man. No one else, most likely. But for now, I think for the biggest thing to pick up right here is the fact that the glowing one is completed for Clockun, so he rushed it out even before his boots. He wants to get that healing reduction to try and deal with the Hylas, but again, with the Revitalize, we saw that Mueza lived for way too long right there. That should not be okay.
Yeah, he's just acting all the damage, absorbing, soaking it again and again. Even with the glowing one, it had to take him quite a few seconds to finally fall down an initiation, but it's all going to be good. No, it's going to be a fight.
There's the destruction one now pushing Doma back into the pathway, and Ray just claims all the kills. It's a double for Mr. Ray and a win for DEWA. Chorizo on the bottom side of the map though. Now goes for the knockout strike onto Annabelle, who's still able to chop so much damage. Chorizo bobbing and weaving. Astral Echo. Nah, he has that sprint. He's a sprinter on top of a boxer.
He's got that stamina conditioning, man. He's been jogging 4 hours a day.
He's a lightweight.
Gets out of there.
He's
Man,
a lightweight.
he's still trying to go here to try and clear the wave. Annabelle might want to be a bit careful here. Whew.
Some damage. Fluffy's gonna lose out the Faraga armor now. Mueza with Hijume, enough to take away the Faraga armor. So it's not just the boxer that can use the Faraga armor as a boxing bag, as a punching bag, but even Mueza and Hijume. Chorizo's walking back again. Mueza gets a sundown onto Annabelle. And who takes it? It's still Annabelle, but with the retribution, Chorizo knockout strike. With fear and misery all that time, Ray used that as a diversion to go for the turtle. 3,000 gold lead, and you can see where Ray is placed. He is there, he has the retribution, or should I say, Ray-tribution.
He sets his eyes on the bigger picture, and that is the turtle. You know, for DEWA, they were creating a commotion down bottom of the jungle, and they're pushing up down bottom. Fluffy under pressure.
Oh wow, Mueza. I guess this is just the things you can do, the crimes you can commit when you're a horse panzer. Fadeaway kill from Hijume.
Absolute war cry, man. Just walks up like that. They were able to save the turret, but man, this is DEWA taking full control. This is the Rome Hylos, and it doesn't even matter, man. He does not need items. It's just the horse effect. He just stands there menacingly, and look at the control in the jungle. EVOS cannot get in. They're locked out.
Glorious pathway. You can hear him neigh, and it's all just it's just a path. It's a card that Doma taking low. Ray scratching him down and picking him up now. It's a dive into the back. Annabelle with a double. Ray forced back with the cast. What? What? That's him. It's the built in his name. Sometimes the what is positive. Sometimes you see it like that. Chorizo walking up, trying to claim some more stuff. You know, compensation at least for Watt making that play. But hey, that's why he's called Watt.
How did he even get there?
Yeah,
I mean, like, why did he even be there? Like, yeah, okay, he teleported, but then again, what happened right there, Rashi?
Yeah, well, exactly. What happened? Right? He happened. He just made the plays happen as always. That was not necessary at all, man. It was looking so good, but now EVO's got a bit more of an advantage. They're getting some control back, but it's only a matter of time before Mueza walks up again. They gotta be careful about Annabelle, because he is the only real guy that is a real big threat. And technically, the combos are still available for the side of EVOS, right? They have Panzer, they have Fluffy. A big wombo combo into Annabelle, just hunting him down, can work. Looking at the player head-to-head earlier, I think Ray really surprised all of us, right? For the longest time, he hasn't really been having the reputation for being like the best of junglers. But now it's back to the waiting game, and look at where Chorizo is, man. Man is active.
At least now for DEWA United, they have two side lane pressures. With the Moskov, with the Paquito, the Moskov can join the fight anytime soon. Oh, here we go, they're running.
Glorious pathway into the back. Annabelle gonna be stunned up, and the Lord knocks him off. What takes him down? But Blockton is still able to recover for the team, and now it's Chorizo rotating as well. Watt claiming the double. Chorizo with a knockout strike 2 times to knock Fluffy up. But it's just a reminder to stay back.
My goodness, the Lord was a con man. The Lord was there to assist DEWA United with the knock-up, and they're able to get the Lord in now. Even greater side lane pressure coming in. But at least EVOS, they're able to throw down the pressure. Oh, what?
We have destruction, now Common Last Insanity, but it does no damage because the Faraga armor was dealt with. Clockun gets a shot down, and now the Astral Echo, but there's no way you can go for the chase, not that far.
I like how Mueza was at below a quarter of his HP. He just stands there and takes an Astral Sphere from Clockun. It doesn't even matter. It tickles, man. That's the kind of front line that EVOs are dealing with right now. It has to be demoralizing. They lost all 3 of their turrets, only leaving the ones in the base. This means that DEWA has a lot more control, and they still haven't solved the Sorizo problem.
He's a Sigma horse, Mueza.
A
So
skibbity
strong,
horse?
Skibbity Sigma horse. He's able to just get the meteors, the spheres coming into him without even any form of hesitation. In a blink of an eye, he just stands there, runs to the backline of EVOS, even in the Lord, even in the mid lane, and every other part of the map. And now, for EVOS Glory, what are they waiting for? What are their timers now, Arashi?
For EVOS, I don't know, man, because I don't know when are they going to have enough damage to really be a threat to Mueza, to the Hylas in general. And to top things off, DEWA right now are going with a very burst-heavy kind of composition. So if EVOS even spend a slight bit of time over-committing towards the Hylas, that's where the Enchanted Scythe comes through. That's where, you know, the knockout strike ×2 comes through and Panzer gets stunned up.
Facial migration, Hejuman with the chase again! Panzer is 1-6! Doma is 0-4. The substitutions haven't worked out, not for EVOS.
This is going from bad to worse. The gold lane, the roam, all just deteriorating for EVOS Glory. Is it the stage jitters? Is it the nervousness? I don't know, but for DEWA United, they're playing a very solid game. Almost a reflection, almost a semblance of game one.
Well, exactly. It's just, I dare say it might just be the Hylas difference, man. Because initially for EVOS, things were going fine. Then the Hylas happened. And that was the same kind of story for DEWA in game number 2. I don't know if it's that prio, if it's that strong, but it's sure, this match certainly makes it seem like it's just that much more impactful than we would expect.
I think it is more impactful than Roger Harith first pick, you know? The Hylos.
Can't even bank on the Harith now that he's 0-4. And Annabelle as well. So hard to access the backline because you have Mueza standing in front of you. Sorizo just running down at you. And now the Lord low HP.
They're gonna go for it. Ray wins out the Retribution. Mueza still in the midst of it all. Pops in Revitalize and it's just tanking everything. Mueza is unkillable. And he marches forward despite getting picked off. Finally, the last Insanity gets him down. Ray now with enhanced sword. Chorizo still escaping somehow. Panzer not able to find a kill. Watt still able to Abyss Walker out. Hejuman in that push. Okay, Mueza at least gets punished, right? He was standing there for way too long.
But at what cost, man? It took every single ultimate, I believe, to really shut him down. And even there, it was fortunate that DEWA didn't lose any members there, trying to overcommit still without the main front line to absorb the damage. This is the problem, right? With the Paquito being more of a split pusher, more of a damage dealer, there isn't really two engage tools. It's literally just the glorious pathway and the stun for the side of DEWA. And it's still working. It's still working with no problems whatsoever.
Whoa. Hejuman stole the last Insanity. Decides to use it just for the Faraga armor there. And now another last Insanity. Ray gonna be caught. Winter Crown still there. Annabelle tries to jump on him and Ray's gonna be picked off. What? Sorizo, knockout strike. And the disengage. DEWA slowly but surely losing composure.
Okay, that's the question raised by Arashi. They don't really have that heavy lockdown. It's just the glorious pathway and that kick and rush composition. It works. But now it feels like EVOS kind of sees through that loophole. And they're able to punish the players of DEWA United one by one.
You need to remember that the longer the game goes, the more Novaria becomes a problem. Dealing damage to your team before the fights even begin. And as of right now, already with the Divine Glaive, potentially going for the Holy Crystal as well. So it's a waiting game. Litho stolen by the Star Shatter as well, the Astral Sphere coming through. Man, I feel like earlier, I think Ray really was trying to go for an Enchanted Scythe burst damage potential, but he was alone. Without a team around to try and back him away, without a team around to kind of force the opponents to respect the danger and back away, that means that the Julian has all the skills on cooldown and no way to escape. He needs to be a bit more careful about that.
Yeah, the Lord advantage as well. No gold benefit for DEWA United because they had Ray falling down. And you can also see Sorizo there picking up the Oracle alongside Fluffy. I feel like Sorizo wants that extra bit of tankiness, also wants that extra bit of healing. Either to revitalize or the high loss. But again, EVOS, they're at least quick to respond to the side lane pressure coming in from Sorizo, from Watt as well, especially when they have the Navari, can just fly around. And then you also have Annabelle ready to pounce anytime soon. This time around, maybe they're just playing the waiting game, patiently waiting for the Lord to spawn and maybe siege it down.
I wonder how the mental game is going here for the newer players, right? Especially for Hijume and Clocken. Both of them are kind of trying to make their own place right here. Both kind of critical to the winning strategy of both teams. And at the same time, Doma, right? 0 and 4 right here, but he is still the goal laner. He is still the go-to source of damage. But we have to wait and see if that's going to be enough. Moeza and Hijume once more is doing a lot of damage when Fluffy already forced down to close to half his HP.
Look at Chorizo, always on the Paquito, just going to the split push. Fluffy, he's a bit more tanky this time, you know? Last time, Hijume could just use one rotation and Fluffy's Faraga armor will be completely depleted, but this time around, he's actually still able to keep it intact. So, again, EVOS are scaling. It's slow, but they are scaling.
Yeah, scale potential that they have, but at least for Chorizo, he's able to pull one member to that top side. This is going to be a 4v4 slowly but surely. DEWA, they do have the upper hand because they lose at least one. The source of damage in the hands of Clocken, but Hijume just feeling the damage so insane. Chorizo still relentless up top, and this Lord down to half HP.
I mean, Hijume is just walking forward, doing damage, knowing he has the Purify. He knows all he has to worry about is the spatial migration coming in from Panzer. As long as that doesn't hit him, he's fine. He just walks up and he just chunks Fluffy down to such low HPs that now they back away. EVOS make their way back, but they might be a bit too late.
They go on to Moeza. As expected, Panzer doesn't use the Violet Requiem there. It's going to be too risky. Now goes for Violet Requiem. Moeza Flicker as well, but it's on to Moeza, who still has a Revitalized. He's able to escape for a bit, but Fluffy goes in for last insanity. Meanwhile, on the backline, Chorizo tries to go for the flank. Fluffy going to be knocked up, loses his immortality, has another 2 health bars that they need to deal with. Chorizo gets out, still has his immortality. Hijume coming down. Chorizo loses his immortality. Now last insanity from Hijume, chasing him down in the back, pops into Winter Crown. Will there be backup is the question. Hijume trying to go for the play. Clockhood is burning down, but somehow he stays alive.
He stares at his shadow, and Hijume falls in that altercation. Clocken still alive. They re-approach the Lord, this time DEWA unpoised to continue it.
The wave on the top side is still, seems like it's still geared to push for the side of DEWA. So they're still, it's not game over just yet. And look at Chorizo, man, just blocking everyone. This is the new Lord that just takes so long to burst down, and it does so much damage. The EVOS can take this, but they gotta be careful here. So Watto, what is going on?
Jumping forward, able to escape again. Enhanced sword from Ray. Annabelle with a Lycan Pal Spear, destruction in the backline. Ray wins out the Retribution and gets out with the enhanced sword. Chorizo still able to escape, has the sprint. Annabelle tries to run him down, but he's a bit too fast.
Wow, man, a bit too close for comfort right there. DEWA with the risky plays, but we love to see it. It worked out for them. EVOS on the defense, they have the Novaria, they have the Export, they have the late game Harriet as well. All the damage tools available, but DEWA, it's on the shoulders right now to really stop the members of EVOS from being able to clear it. They're sending Chorizo to the far side, trying to make sure it all crashes at the same time, and keep your eyes open for Moeza, man. DEWA are not pushing the top side because they know they want to have the Hylos available for this next altercation, but it might be a bit too late. EVOS might be able to get their hands on the Lord before Moeza can be up.
Oh, the SOD doesn't connect. Clocken, Fluffy, and Doma dealing with the Lord, and it's an evolved Lord. The fact that they bursted it down so low is concerning for DEWA United. Far lane, Chorizo not even able to do anything. Hijume almost getting sniped by Clocken. And yes, just as you expected, Arashi, EVO's glory. They deal with the Lord before he even spawns back in the game.
And EVOS scales pretty well as well to do enough damage to just take down the Lord and Doma. You can take a look at how much damage he can really dish out this time around. It's not like how it was a few minutes ago. And at least for DEWA, they have the foundations. They have that brick wall that still holds them up, which is the split push. But then again, EVOS quick on the reply. He sent Clocker and sent Doma to clear it down.
Look at that,
It's going to be
man.
very interesting.
Ice Queen's one computer for Fluffy. We were talking about this a bit earlier, even in game number 2. This allows him to chase down members and also kite back a lot more efficiently. Now if Moeza or Chorizo are kind of in a tough spot with Fluffy around, there's an extra bit of slow that the members of DEWA need to try and keep in mind. There's slows coming in from the Ice Queen's one of Fluffy, but also from all the spells coming in from Clocken.
Yeah, they can play a game of Tug of war again,
Oh,
kiting.
Fluffy has the last insanity, but just gets out there. Spirit of Destruction. Into it all. The glorious pathway gets placed down, and Watt takes it. Annabelle caught there, stunned up. Ray picks up the kill. Doma able to disengage, but they lose Annabelle. 50 seconds on the death timers. By the way, Clockland got Wishing Lantern.
Oof, Annabelle deleted. And Watt was waiting for his time to jump, and he did. This time around, EVOS can't defend with their jungler. Fluffy!
Dashes forward, purifies out, now Panzer! Spatial migration is about reckless. Doma deleting him and Fluffy melting him. Doma now gonna be engaged upon. Watt is there, Chorizo. Tries to look for an angle to take Doma down, but there are too many bodies to get through. Meanwhile, base turret number 1 finally taken down in the bottom lane. The minions.
Wow, I have never seen so much suspense when a frontliner falls. And it just shows the magnitude that Mueza has with the Hylos. If you cut through the Hylos, you can basically cut through the backline of DEWA United front to back again for EVOS Glory.
There is no other front line except for Chorizo. So the way this works is that it's just about Mueza, right? How fast can EVOS burst him down? How long can he last? Because you're seeing that in a pure 1v1, the Harriet against the Moskov, you're seeing Watt starting to fall short when it comes to that 1v1 potential. Doma can take out all of the backline heroes in about 3 hits. That is the kind of damage that EVOS is swinging around right now. And of course, they still have the Panzer playmaking potential, and Hijume does not have a Purify ready for the next fight.
Big timers on the cooldown. Ray still waiting. Panzer jumps in with a spatial migration. Isn't able to connect it. Ray now the retribution! Doma jumps to his death! Watt able to get out of last insanity. Now the last insanity from Hijume. Fluffy losing immortality. Panzer gonna be chased out by Chorizo. As that's gonna be Fluffy losing his Faraga armor and now his life. Chorizo with the chase. Panzer still able to escape, but with the Lord, with a 5-man advantage. They're gonna go straight for the base. A good sphere down. Watt is going to target it down. The cannon gonna clear it out, but it's not gonna be enough. DEWA win it out, 2-1.
The gods still reign supreme. They show that they bleed, but they are still immortal so far. Taking over EVOS Glory 2-1. And that was an insane last fight, but Retribution, time and time again, on point today.
Oh man. What can you do against that Hylos? They threw everything, and the kitchen sink, and the whole house onto the Hylos, but the horse prevails. He wasn't even taken out in the final fight. There was just not enough damage at all, and they will completely abuse it, man. One front line, no engage two, no problem. We just run through you completely.
Ooh. EVOS Glory left